What's the difference between lust and love? We get them confused. What are your turn-ons? What are your turn-offs? Do you know what really gets you hot under the collar, baby? Are you always dating the person that frankly sucks in bed? Are you and your mate not mating anymore? Do you even know what turns you on? I have that answer. With a date of birth, I can tell you anything. We call it Secrets of Birthdays, the Love and Lust Report. Find out your birthday secrets today, available online at secretsofbirthdays.com.
Soul Garden.
Namaste and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition. From my webcam to yours, I'm Christopher Rayman Witecki, your soul biographer, here to help you put together the planets and build your life story on the Earth plane. Couple announcements. We've got so much going on right now. The sun's going to cross over Uranus this week for a holy shift on Thursday. Then on Friday, it's Venus New Year's, which means we are reborn. And for all of us, this is really about putting down an old ego and saying hello to a new one, which means that we may have to say goodbye to a war or admit to ourselves we have lost a battle that we've probably been fighting needlessly since childhood. So it's an ending of our personal Cold Wars. Now, I do want to remind you that I have a class this Saturday and the following Saturday called Jumpstart the Heart for $33.95 on webcam, limited edition. Me and 6 students will dive into a few issues and get you back on the heart path, back on finding love, back on finding creativity. It's unique to be able to work with me one-on-one, so give it a try. That's at soulmart.me if you'd like to know. Also, if you buy a 1-hour reading with me, you will get a Secrets of Birthdays video, which is a great value as well. That's $35 off the normal price. This is a video that's going to help you with love, help you connect to your heart, and it's a way of kind of learning in private at home. So all of this is available at soulmart.me. All right, so without further ado, let's take the Ascension elevator and take a deeper bird's eye view of you right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Tonight we have 2 choices for your in-flight meals. We have a stewy fish with a mercury sauce or our charbroiled chicken with antibiotic dressing. And everyone, please prepare for a possible water landing.
Hello, my producers, and welcome to 33,000 feet. We're going to work on Taurus, Taurus risings, and if you bought a Lightcast report card, you are a natural-born manifester, which is what Tauruses do. Well, we are in Chapter 1, moving into Chapter 2 of Sun in Aries. For the bulls and bull risings, this is your connection to spirit. Now, spirit is an actual state of awareness. It's a vibration, it's a plane, it's a channel, call it whatever you want. It's a state of being. There are 12 states of being according to astrology. One of them is our psychic state of awareness or our subconscious. This is the intuition. This is how your 6 senses connect. This is your connection to spirit, your raw connection. For those people who are troubled and don't pay attention to their subconscious triggers, this is the weeds in your soul garden. This is the area of your consciousness that usually causes self-sabotage. And so up until now, you've been working to clear this. This week, you're going to make a decision to turn your back on an old self. This might be an old fight that you haven't won inside of you, and you're going to hopefully turn toward a new side of yourself. This is the Chapter 2 part, which is where faith begins. The Holy Spirit, subconscious, and that's when really good intuitive information can pour in once the garbage on the lower part of that vibration is cleared out. Now, Saturn is helping you hold the mirage. You want to love and you want to trust, basically, this week. Love and trust yourself. So in all this interfaith stuff, love and trust yourself, you could say, to some degree, will be tested. But the universe has a lot of energy on this interfaith breakthrough this week. The sun is going to cross into Chapter 2 and end on Step 10. So you'll end by manifesting a new interfaith. As it crosses Step 8 there of Uranus, it's going to have to make that profound dedication and change to yourself. But then Venus itself ends at Step 11, so a lot of giving and receiving of healing. Mars is trailblazing, helping you face your fears. The universe is heavily invested in Taurus and Taurus risings, clearing out their inner faith and feeling better. Now, your mind, Mercury, is actually one lesson behind, still in Where Am I in Society. So while you're developing inner faith, your thoughts are on your place in the world, and in fact, it might be your reputation in the world that's making you question your inner faith. It doesn't really matter. It's your mind that's on your place in the world, and yes, this is valid work, but just keep it faith forward. In fact, as Mercury crosses Chiron there at step 10, your mind will finally settle, I think, and heal when it comes to its place in the world. And finally, Pluto at step 11 says to all Taurus and Taurus risings, be advised. Everything you're doing in life right now is brand new. You have not experienced it. It's not that you're incapable. It's that the best belief is in the best practice. There's no way to do it based on the past. Just kind of erase the past as an exercise and recognize that you're moving forward now in uncharted territory. And so now for my favorite part of the show, where you learn what is above is also below in outer space. And we're going to start with, of course, Sunday to Sunday. Sunday, cloudy chance of temper tantrums for the bulls. The moon is in Virgo, putting emotional focus on the inner child. So that's the setup for the temper tantrum. But Uranus rolls a day, so this is a breakdown of inner faith. Anywhere you are stepping on false faith may require you to respond differently to yourself. And if you can't, well, there will be a breakdown. So potential breakdown on inner faith on Sunday. On Monday, it's sunny and creative. The moon is now released from the Uranus energy, and so your inner child is online. However, there is a inner child versus place in society kind of tug of war represented by this red line here on screen right. This tug of war represents your inner child wanting one thing and you healing out in the world on the other. Probably nothing going to go wrong. It's also a Mercury rule day, so it's a breakthrough day on Monday. You're going to break through and understand, this is why I may or may not have inner faith in myself. And perhaps it is between that tug of war, between what your inner child wants and what you feel like you should be in society. On Tuesday, it's sunny and childlike. Venus rules the day, so no matter what, by Tuesday, inner faith will be restored. Now, if this is playing out with a literal karmic situation with someone, sometimes our weeds in our soul garden is our husband or our wife, like in this life, and it's not going to work, or it is. Well, in this moment, you can find peace and tranquility where giving and receiving is restored. Your inner child, which is I love, is online and helping you to facilitate that. So, good day for peace. On Wednesday, it's cloudy and hyper aware, but it's also the full moon on Wednesday. And like all full moons, they're Neptune ruled this spring. That means God universe is really inspiring. What this means is a tug of war between faith and reality, quite literally. You will have to resort to inner faith, or what I call self-mercy, right? By being self-merciful and saying, poor me, it has been hard. You really actually open up to potential spiritual growth at that moment, and it's okay. Now, emotions are making reality feel very real. They're putting all of your emotional energy in your body. There is a chance of health problems for Tauruses or Taurus risings who up until now have not been taking care of themselves. So a warning there. And for those watched over by GA, I'll be sending out a special GA alert to you during the day that will get deeper on what to focus and shift on to get you through the full moon release. All part of being watched over by the agency. On Thursday, it's sunny and a bit sentimental. The moon is still intense in Libra, but is also peekabooing on your relationships and marriage. And this is really the holy shift day. That's because the sun, as you see here in this zoom in, is crossing Uranus. So as the sun crosses Uranus, this is the point where we can no longer ignore. Now, some of us have already had the holy shift. For you bulls, it is a change in your inner faith. Probably because you are deciding on this day to turn your back on an old fear, an old fight, an old wound, an old, perhaps you are finally healed, or you're proclaiming yourself as no longer handicapped by a particular issue. This inner declaration is a change. And for those of Taurus risings, this is probably the first time in your life you're getting in touch with weeds in your soul garden, karmic patterns, or whatnot. In touch meaning I'm aware of them, and therefore I'm going to make them go away with my awareness. And that's really what it's all about. So it's a holy shift day. It's a powerful day. And it's going to be a great day. Then immediately following, it's Venus New Year's. So the universe in like kind of very Christian spirit is like death on this day, holy shift. The next day, re-rise from the dead. For you, the moon actually is now in Scorpio. So emotions shift to relationships and marriage. And on this Venus New Year's, the sun crosses Venus. You can see with the circle there. And that means that it's kind of like light cast day for the whole year, a love fest day for the whole year. So it's a real inner birth. So it should feel, I think, remarkable on Venus New Year. And this will be, of course, on Friday. So I think you're going to feel fantastic. And for Taurus and Taurus risings, this is stepping into a new you. Now, Mars rules this day on top of this. So this is a day where we're a little aggressive. Might be a fertile day for many. And you might, for those of you who act out subconsciously, be careful. On Saturday, you are sunny and manifesting. What you're doing is you're holding space to this new faith. So it's kind of like inside you say, okay, that's my new faith. And you kind of climb up on top of it and just sit and get comfy and get squared in the new faith. At the same time, the moon is in Scorpio, your opposite sign. So now you're starting to emotionally balance yourself with your marriages and long-term partnerships, and perhaps begin to hold emotional space for the partnerships that you want to manifest or the way you want partnerships to change. You are about halfway through a marriage change, about a quarter, 33% actually, through a major transit there. Then finally on Sunday, it's basically learning. The moon will shift into Sagittarius, and that means emotions will focus to what brings you meaning and purpose. This also shifts emotions to your personal boundaries as well. So be conscious of your little limits and whatnot. This follows, of course, from the moon in Scorpio, where you're balancing where you are in marriages. Now in Sag, it is where can I trust and whatnot, which leads to the next conclusion of what brings a meaning and purpose. That's the Pluto direct. So this is a whole lineup of that spectrum of consciousness. What's illuminated really on Sunday is finding that perfect boundary of where you can trust. That allows Chiron to come in and see this is where you can begin to now heal in the month's topic, which is your spirituality. So spirituality really begins to heal on Sunday if emotions find their right boundary. Right boundary is based on meaning and purpose, also based on relationship. All right, let's fly home, Taurus. And this wraps up our Soul Horoscopes edition. By the way, if you join gatext.me, that's our GA service, I am sending extended help during these critical moments this week. You get extended help in the emails, and of course you get text messages directly to your phone. It's just $1 for the first week. Give it a try and have some soul support for once in your daily life. Also, I want to remind you that we are kind of reorganizing at soulgarden.me. Our guided hangouts will be back in a week or so. I will also be back in guided hangouts. I'll be sure to let you know. Until next time, remember I love you, and live, love, be.